Hello, welcome back to Burying the Sausage, a wedding podcast for the overwhelmed newlyweds. Here we are, season 2. So this season, we're going to see something a little bit different. You may have noticed, you may not have done. The last episode aired about 15 months ago. There's been lots of reasons why there's been such a long gap. One of them being, I had no idea at the beginning how time consuming and difficult recording and editing a podcast was going to be. It really was unbelievably time consuming and labour intensive. And I always wanted to bring back season 2, but the time had to be right and I had to feel enthused for it. So welcome back if you listened before. I have a feeling that we probably will have a lot of new people because it's been so long since the last podcast and people would have got married, you know, in that time. So welcome if you are someone getting married in 2026, 27 or beyond. I do have people asking for my diary, my 2028 diary at the moment. So what can I tell you about this new series? Well, I'm about to introduce you to my new co-host. I'm so excited. This series is going to be silly. It's going to be really, really silly. I wanted it to be relaxing and for me not to feel stressed about it. It is quite nerve-wracking filming these and recording these. And I thought, you know what? It's going to be so much fun if I have a co-host. If you're following on Instagram or TikTok at Burying the Sausage Pod, you'll know who this person is that's about to join me. But we're going to have some great conversations about weddings, things to do with weddings, maybe some other stuff as well. But yeah, I'm going to keep this intro short. I can't wait to talk about our topic today, the Etsy witch. And I'm the last person to find out about her. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for season 2. Let's get started. Hi, Cam. Welcome to Burying the Sausage. How are you doing, mate?
Hi, Amy. I'm very good. How are you? I'm just happy to be here.
I am really nervous. Before we started recording, I was just saying to Cam, it is a very warm day still. We are still in the hellish heat wave of summer 2026. It's still very warm today. I'm very nervous. I'm wearing a jumpsuit. And it's probably just as well that podcasts haven't gone as far as being able to allow people to smell things because, you know, I am boiling.
You and me both. You and me both.
Oh, how's your summer going so far?
Oh my God, busy. I don't usually like summer. I'm an autumn and winter kind of guy. I like to be cold. I'm a bit of a vampire. Don't really like the sun. Don't really like stepping outdoors, if I'm honest with you. But, you know, thus far, it's fine. It's not too bad. However, the other day when it was like 35 degrees, I need like a one-way
Nightmare.
ticket to Iceland.
Yeah.
That's the freezer shop as well, not the country. I want to go and bury myself in a freezer. Okay.
Well, yes, I would go to Iceland the shop or Iceland the country. Do you know what? I didn't know that you were also an autumn person because I am an autumn person. And actually, that leads me on to a question. If you had two options for a wedding day, would you prefer? I think I know the answer already. Would you prefer a heat wave or would you prefer it to be piddling down with rain? If you had the two
Oh,
options.
the rain. Absolutely the rain. I
Yeah.
think like I don't know if this is just an unpopular opinion, but I prefer like a rainy wedding, and I don't want to like cast any like bad juju on anyone else's wedding. But I would love like a rainy wedding. I think it looks really cool when like a bride and groom are out in the rain with an umbrella. Like I just like that. I think that's great.
Yeah,
What about
I
you?
do as well. Yeah, I would say because it's really uncomfortable for me personally, and you as well. You're a makeup
Yeah.
artist. We'll get on. We'll introduce you properly in a moment. But having to stand up in that heat is awful. And I was thinking about this earlier on, and in the heat, I can't think. I smell, and I feel ill. Whereas in the rain, I don't smell, I don't feel ill, and I can concentrate. And I think as much as we probably, don't want it to be pouring down with rain, there's something quite. I find it quite romantic, the rain. I don't know. I think there's something quite, yeah, there's something quite dramatic about it. And I've always wanted to do a wedding when there's a thunderstorm. I just thought that might be really fun.
Could you imagine the pictures if there was like a lightning strike behind you?
Oh,
Oh my god,
beautiful.
that would be
Do you know
great.
what? There'll be so many people listening to this being like, are you two actually insane? Is this the goth podcast? Because yeah,
We're
I
reaching
mean,
a very certain demographic.
yeah, yeah. But think about it. Anyone who's listening is like, I don't want rain on my wedding day. Like, think about us. Think about your suppliers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was a lovely introduction. But Cam, let everybody people know a little bit about me. I might go over that because I feel like we've got a new audience now.
Please.
Because all the people that got married, the last episode was 15 months ago. We'll have new people here. But give us an introduction to yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Hello, everybody. So, my name is Cam, aka Glam by Cam, on all socials. And I am a self taught makeup artist in Kings Lynn, Norfolk. I specialise in bridal makeup. And I just have to have a fab old time. This year is like my busiest year with 40 plus brides, and it is just mad. I got into makeup when I was like, oh gosh, 22, I think it was. And I got into it through special effects like Halloween. And then for some reason, it just kind of evolved into bridal makeup. So it went from gore to glam, and there's no regrets. So yeah,
I think that could be that's a good tagline, isn't it?
it is.
Gore to
It really is.
glam.
Yeah. I don't know how many people I would get book my services if I had that as my tagline. But
I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm not gory. I just want to be glam.
yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah, and I also dabble in a little bit of content as well as my makeup. So yeah, it's been great. And when you asked me to join the pod, I thought, what a perfect next step in my career in the wedding industry. Like,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, that's okay. I was saying in the introduction that, like I really wanted to like change this season up a little bit. I listen to loads of podcasts myself, and they're usually duos, and I flipping love the dynamic
Yeah.
between, when there are two people or more on a podcast. And I just find it like really interesting. And also, I think this is going to be really hilarious because we are both at the opposite end of the millennial generation. Would you consider yourself a young millennial or an elder Gen Z? What would you consider yourself?
Well, I am on the cusp of both. So, like,
Mm,
I was born in 1996, and apparently
hmm
that is the last year of the millennial, and
okay.
the first year is 97. So I am just on the cusp of them. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn it, just made it.
Who do you who do you identify more with, or do you think you can identify with both?
I think I can identify with both. I feel like I'm a little bit old school with some things, and then like I love like traditional sort of things, and then I am quite like Gen Z in a way of like maybe pop culture and knowing like memes and references onto the internet. But I also know I don't know the R&B 2000s.
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah. Do you know what? I'm at the other end. I'm a lady never reveals her age. Although that's a lie. I'm always talking about my age. I am known as a geriatric millennial.
I love
Anyone
that.
who is watching this rather than listening, please cast your eye upon the screen and do not. I'm sorry, I don't look like a geriatric. I'm sorry. Look, I've got lobsters in my hair today. For anyone who is
I was
watching
going to
this,
say your hair looks so nice today.
thank you. Well, I've
Not
washed
that it doesn't
it.
usually. That sounded so backhanded, didn't it? I meant it looked different today, but in a really nice way. Oh God, this pod is over. Scrap it.
Oh, that's it. That's it. We're done. We're finished. Finished. Like
Thanks, guys.
15
It's been
minutes
a
in.
wonderful season. Let's wrap it up. Um,
No, well, no, I have washed it, and it is due for a dye. It's being re-dyed, so this is the lightest it normally is. So,
I love it. It
but
looks
no,
so
I
good.
do like it this colour.
Oh, it's really cute. Someone
Thank
said you should be a
you.
hairstylist. You should really do it as a day
Yeah,
job.
maybe I should do that.
Yeah, you're quite
Well,
talented.
anyway, what a segue. What a segue into that. Because, hello, if you don't know me, if you didn't listen to any of the 19 episodes from season one, I am Flamingo Amy, hairstylist. I've been doing this for a long old time. This year will be oh no, sorry, in this March was my 17th year. And I started off in a different place, like you did, Cam. Like I didn't begin in bridal. I began in London in this really beautiful vintage salon. It was the UK's first vintage salon. It was this gorgeous little salon in a place called Alfie's Antique Market. So it had like loads of units, like you went in and you had lots of different shops, all selling gorgeous antiques. And when I started in 2000 and was it 2009? Yeah, that's right. We were having a really big vintage revival back then. Like everyone was doing the 50s and 40s thing. And the salon really, they did cuts and colours, but it was all based around the 30s to the 60s. Shout out to Nina, who basically took a chance on me. I lived in Norwich and I travelled down to London every Saturday whilst holding down a 40-hour-a-week job at Aviva. And yeah, it all started there. And I got asked to do a wedding, and I've done close to 1,000 weddings now. So yeah, I started off somewhere different, and I'm still kind of known. People think of me as the vintage stylist, but honestly, hand on flipping heart, I might do two vintage styles a year now, out of literally 1,000 styles I do in a year. However, I'm actually about to upload a reel now that is, I did do a vintage bride this Saturday, like actually got to do, like honestly, like absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's where I came from. And yeah, this is where I am now. And
Oh,
when the medium of podcasting came about, I just thought, well, I've got all this experience. I've got a lot to bloody say. There's a lot to say about the wedding industry, and about
exactly.
weddings in general. And I wanted this to be a really fun, like a fun pace for people. And I said in my intro, this second series is going to be a bit more silly. It's going to be informative. You're going to learn stuff about your wedding, but it's the place you come to when you need some light relief from the stress of weddings. So welcome. Welcome. But let's talk about us for a moment, Cam, before we move on to our topic for
Me?
today, which I'm really excited about. Um, let's tell the people how we met and when we met.
Oh my God. Like, so it's actually less than a year, isn't it?
It's like 8 months ago, mate, but I feel like I've known you for a lifetime.
I know. It does feel like that. Oh my God, that's so strange. But yeah, so we met in was it November, I want to say?
Hmm.
October, November time at the Pure Brides wedding fair in Norwich.
Yeah.
And our booths were literally right next door to each other. Never met each other at all before. I set up my booth in the downstairs part. You came along next to me. I had like a great big like curtains. I'm so extra, and I had my friend Bridie come and model for me as I done like a live demo of makeup to showcase to the future bride and grooms coming in. And I think you were like, "Oh my God!" Like you could just see a vision coming together, and you were like, "Do you think I can do your model's hair?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure you can. If you want to do it, go for it." Um, and it basically turned into a styled shoot.
Yeah, I did muscle in there. I see an opportunity, and I was like, because your model, absolutely gorgeous girl, and I was like, oh, this could be such a great opportunity. I mean, hair, makeup, gorgeous model in a bridal shop. You were extra. You are extra, and that is part of what drew me to you, Cam. Is
Me?
that I enjoy the extra. I mean, anybody who is watching will probably know that today I am in leopard prints. I have lobsters in my hair. My hair is pink. I have pink glasses.
Yeah,
So
extra as hell.
I love it. Well, when I saw you, Cam, I was drawn to you. I came in and I was immediately, so I saw you and I just knew, I was like, I have to speak to him. It was like some sort of weird fate, like some sort of, I was like, you know, when you just know something, you just have like a gut
Yeah.
feeling.
I knew we were going
Um,
to be friends.
yeah, I did, and I hadn't even
Yeah.
spoken to you at that point. And we were setting up, and I could see your work coming up on your little screen on your desk, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit. Look
Oh,
at the quality of that work.
thank you.
And also, nice to see a male in the makeup space, as in Norfolk, it's very female dominated. So I was like, oh, this is so exciting. And one thing I won't forget, and I know that I've brought this up with you before, is one of the things that you said to me that really seals the deal. And I knew that we were going to work together in some capacity in the future is when we were talking about bookings for the future. And this was in November last year, so November 2025. And we were talking about how far ahead we book. And we
I
were
know
saying,
exactly what you're
oh,
going to
yeah, we've
say.
had inquiries for like 2027. Oh my God, 27. And obviously last year that seemed, quite far away.
And
And then,
2028 as well.
and 28. And you said, and I said, God, and I've had 2028 ones. I was like, I'm not opening my diary yet. And you said
No.
something like, well, I'm not thinking about that right now. I could be dead by then. And I and I knew immediately we were going to be friends because I say exactly the same thing. And I said the same thing literally only weeks prior to that to like one of my friends. I was like,
Well, it could
we
be. You
don't
never
know what's
know.
happening next year. We don't even know what's happening in 2028. I can't be taking bookings for then. Maybe I would have upped sticks and gone to Australia. Maybe I won't even be on planet Earth.
This heat wave might do me in. Like,
Oh, do you know what? 2028 is looking less and less bloody likely at the moment. I'm going to even be there
uh,
to enjoy it.
we'd be lucky if
Um,
we make it to the end of the month.
I'm not even joking because I don't know when this episode's going out, disclaimer, but we are, this is being recorded at the beginning of July. We've got a few things we have to do before this goes out. But I reckon by the time it does go out, we would have suffered at least one other heat wave. So, yeah.
I know. Let's hope that I've lost like about 2 stone in sweat from being so hot from the heat wave by the time this episode comes out.
Oh no, don't say that. Oh, it makes me really ill. I hate it. I'm like
Uh,
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Let us move on to the topic for today.
yes.
And that is, as you would have seen from the title of this episode, the Etsy Witch. Now, just
Yay.
going to give you a small bit of background on this. I hadn't heard of the Etsy Witch until about, honestly, hand on heart, probably about 2 months ago. I was at a
Mhm.
wedding at Pentley Abbey actually with the very talented Carly.
Yeah.
And she was saying about the Etsy Witch, and I was like, what are you talking about? What in the name of buried sausages are you on
Yeah.
about? And she was saying, well, there's this woman on Etsy. And I said, okay, this needs to be our first topic for conversation because when I mentioned it to you, Cam, you were like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, well of course everyone knows the Etsy Witch. And I was like, I don't. Why don't I know this? So I said to Cam, I was like, look, we need to do this episode on it. And what I want you to do is I want you to research, I want you to dig out the dirt on the Etsy Witch. I want you to find all the information and I'm going to ask you questions. I've done no research on this, which is going to become extremely apparent in the coming minutes because I'm going to be asking Cam all the questions because I've got a lot of questions. So, Cam, please make me feel, you know, older than I already am. When did you hear about the Etsy Witch? Because, like I say, this was a mystery to me.
Well, it's actually quite ironic because when we spoke about it before and when I was like, you've never heard of the Etsy Witch? I don't know why I was so cocky in that because I think I'd only heard of the Etsy Witch like probably only a month before you.
I can't believe that. You make me feel old, mate.
I'm like, geez, like you don't know who the Etsy witch is. No, so I don't know if there was like a specific moment in time where I actually heard of the Etsy witch, but one pops in mind when I was probably doing a bridal trial for my bride Daisy, and I done her makeup for her wedding probably 2 months ago now, I'd like to say. And when she came in for her trial, she mentioned about the Etsy witch, and that's where I briefly kind of heard of it. And then it just kind of like grew, like the next person would talk about it, and then the next person. And I'm thinking, like, I'm in the wedding industry. Like, do I not know about this? Or like, so I was doing my research on everything, and even like my again throwing it back to Daisy, my bride, and I asked her on her wedding day. I was like, "Have you buried a sausage?" And she was like, "Yep." And I've also paid for the Etsy witch. And I was like, "Oh, you pay it, do you?" I didn't know you pay for the Etsy witch. I just thought you just sign up to it, and I didn't know if it was like AI or something, but it is a real thing.
Okay, so what does the Etsy witch do?
Okay, so the Etsy witch has the same sort of philosophy of the bury the sausage. So you want good weather on your wedding day, and you can actually go onto Etsy and choose a witch who performs a tarot reading, and you can wish for good weather on your wedding day. And she will
Hmm.
like perform a reading, cast a charm, a spell, and it will bring you good weather. And I will put my hands up and say every single bride that has cast it or like signed up or paid to the Etsy witch, it
Hmm.
has been good weather so far. So I
Okay.
can't even say it's not true because I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but it
Yeah.
has worked.
Well, people say that about burying the sausage, don't they? They're
Yeah.
like they think it's like there's probably like an 80% success rate. I did a wedding 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and oh, my lovely client Megan, she had it was really predicted to rain all day. I
Oh,
mean, all day. It's so crazy because we've had this heat wave, but then we also had that really rainy period just before that.
yeah.
And do you know what? She was of the same belief as us, Cam. She was like, I would much rather have rain on my wedding day. I am an autumn girl. I cannot cope with the heat. She didn't win. She didn't complain. The weather wasn't even mentioned once, but she did, for a laugh, bury a sausage the night before. And this is actually hilarious. So she buried the sausage outside her Airbnb, and then she went to get this watering can, and she was going to sit the watering can like on top. You know, obviously she'd buried it, put the
Yeah.
earth over the top and the stones over the top, and then she was just going to go and put the watering can back on top. And
Okay.
one of her bridesmaids said, "Don't do that. You're going to block the power of the sausage."
Oh God. Didn't realize how
Um,
serious it got.
well, let me tell you, it absolutely pissed it down all day, except when they went out for the drinks reception. So you can't tell me it doesn't work.
No. I mean, if she didn't block it with the watering can for that tiny little bit, it may have been sunny all day.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was extremely wise words. But anyway, back to the Etsy witch. So I assume you've gone onto Etsy and you've had a little look. Like, what is she charging and what's your options? Like, I need to understand this a bit more.
So this is actually really interesting because there are more than one Etsy witch.
No,
There's like thousands.
no, Cam. Right, Cam. We have got another business. We're right after this call. We're going to get a spreadsheet out. We're gonna
Yeah.
make a business plan.
Scrap the pod. Let's
Yeah.
Etsy witching. No, there's loads. I was like on Etsy going through, like scrolling, and there's like loads with like 5-star reviews. You get to see like ones with like the highest rating. There's, I think, like the most popular one on TikTok now is Mary's Magic Shop.
Okay.
Apparently, this woman called Mary. I'm guessing she's magic and she has a
Okay.
shop. And
Well, I'm thinking, what
she,
about Amy and Cam's sausage? Amy and Cam's magic sausage. How about that?
oh my god,
I think
brilliant.
people are going to be searching for something different if that's what they're searching for. I
But they
think
might
that's
take them to
probably
a
the wrong
different
name.
site. So yeah, there's like loads on there. And also, I went one step further. I did pay for the Etsy Witch
For when? For whose wedding?
for a random date.
Oh my
Okay.
God! What
Yeah.
date? Can you tell me?
I don't even know. I think it was like January. No, not January. Was it January? No, June. Sorry, began with a J.
Okay.
June next year. Because I just thought, why not? You know, it's next year. Let's be in advance. But anyway, I got a. It was quite like I went far down, and I chose one with like about 3 stars, just because I wanted to know which ones they like a different one. I didn't want to go for the most popular one because again, the most popular ones are expensive as well.
Okay.
So I just dabbled in it. So I got a letter from the Weather Witch. This one was called the Weather Witch.
Uh-huh.
This one specialises in weather in weddings. Okay, because they're not all
Okay.
weather orientated. Some of them are
Mhm.
for luck, love, male baldness.
Wow. I
Yeah,
mean, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
yeah,
I think you need to see a surgeon, not a witch, for that.
I
But
know
there we go.
exactly. So I got a like a confirmation sort of thing back, and it said, your payment has settled into the currents of the wind.
Oh.
The skies have accepted your request. Your wedding date has now been entered into the Book of Fair Forecasts, where the clouds will be politely asked to make other plans. A small offering of lavender, moon water, and entirely unverified confidence has been made on your behalf.
Ooh.
The following enchantments are now in progress. Morning mist will lift just in time for your photographer. Any threatening rain clouds will be redirected towards an empty field 17 miles away.
That's specific.
That is.
17 miles. In which direction?
Who
What if there's
knows?
no
Don't care.
fields? What if you're in London? Okay. Maybe I'm kind of ruining the mystique here. Sorry, Cam.
That's
I've got
fine.
so many questions here.
A gentle breeze has been requested strong enough for romantic veil photos, but not strong enough to steal your vows. A rainbow remains on standby should dramatic timing be required. Please note that weather spirits are ancient beings with a mischievous streak. While no refunds can be issued for acts of the atmosphere, the spell's success rate increases significantly if the bride refuses to check the forecast every 12 minutes. Bold enough for them to assume that I had a bride.
Well, do you
Um,
know what? That is very true. I think they need to modernize that, and they need to do
yeah,
something with that wording. Although I do think that is quite a nice thing to say because I had a
that is.
bride once who bought a £17 per month weather app for a long-term forecast,
Wow.
and people are obsessed. I mean, they are obsessed, and I
Yeah.
understand. But yeah, no, carry on. What, does she say other things? Is there more?
Just 2 more lines. It says, your order has been marked. Prioritize sunshine, protect hairstyles, preserve makeup, and keep guests comfortable. Sleep peacefully. The clouds have been informed that this day is not about them. I like
I
that.
Okay, right. I'm going to give her a 5-star review based on the fact that she has mentioned hair and makeup
Yeah.
because this she knows where it's at. Like she knows that that's extremely important. Oh, that's amazing. Do you get a reading with it, or is it just kind of like this charm, this weather charm?
So I I don't know if I put in my address. So whether something comes in the mail, I don't know. But something you there are some that you get like a downloadable reading, and
Mm.
then there's some that you actually get a charm or like a crystal sent to you. But I haven't received anything yet. So have I been scammed? Unless it's gone into my
Right.
junk mail, I don't know. But um, that was my that was what I got back.
Cam, I can't believe you can't remember the date that you have set this for.
I'm not getting married anytime soon, Amy.
But this is so far in the future. It means we've got to wait a whole year. Oh
No,
my God.
I'll probably forget about it by then.
Well, maybe I will do one. Maybe I'll do
Yeah,
one, and it will be for a nearer date. I didn't know that there were tons because everybody kept going on about the Etsy witch, so I
yeah,
assumed there was just the one. And I'm wondering if there was just like the OG, the original
yeah.
Etsy witch, and then everybody like just jumped on the bandwagon. But okay, so money. We all want to talk about money, right? What are these people charging? What was the cheapest you saw, and what was the most expensive you saw?
Okay, so the lowest one I saw was £3.
Okay.
I'm like, what are your chances on that? And then it goes up to like it was like £3, and then another one was like going up to £15. But then there was another one that would like have like a minimum of like £5, going all the way up to £30.
Wow.
And yeah, I know that my bride, Daisy, who I was saying about earlier, when
Hmm.
I asked her about it, I was asking like, what did she charge? And she said there was three tiers in a package. So you have standard, you have
Hmm.
premium, and you have boost. And
Okay.
apparently the boost was like an extra £13 or something, or was £13, I'm not sure. And yeah, the weather was great. I will say it was
Okay.
raining in the morning when I was on my way there. It was
Yeah.
actually near like your neck of the woods.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was on the coast though, so it was past Norwich, and
Oh, I
I
think
don't
I
even know where it was
remember.
now. Near
Yeah,
Yarmouth.
it was recent-ish, wasn't it? It was only in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, so she paid £13 or like an additional £13, and she was like, "Yeah, it was standard, premium, or boost, so boost me up." And it was
Okay.
funny. The sun did come out.
Yeah. So I think it is a great bit of fun. Like I think this is a great conversation starter. Whenever I mention sausages at the wedding, or if somebody mentions burying the sausage, it's always a really hilarious, fun chat because inevitably there'll be someone who doesn't know what on earth you're talking about. It's not normally members of the bridal party, but it might be members of the older generation that like, what are you on about?
Yeah,
But do we think this has gone too far? Do you think that this is somebody making potentially quite a bit of money from something that it is
me,
probably not true?
my take on it is like apparently the Etsy witches didn't actually start with weddings. They
Mm,
have been around for years. They are just like tarot card readers, and
mm,
they are there for if you want, if you're looking for a promotion in your job, or if you're just having a bad day and you want like good luck, if you're off to Vegas and you really want like a really good winning hand at the poker table. And
hmm.
again, like I said, like male baldness, when men are starting to lose their hair, they're like hoping it'll grow back. And I'm like, no, you may have to go to Turkey and
Yes. Yeah,
get a hair
I think they
transplant.
need to be praying for a lottery win for a trip to Turkey for that.
Yeah,
So, oh, okay. So my feelings about this are that yeah, it's good fun. I suppose it is good fun. And by the way, I love a tarot card reading.
do
I
you?
yeah, I actually have a reading booked in September,
God,
an in-person one. I'm very, very excited about that. So I'm not dismissing it, but
no,
because it's on Etsy, because it is behind a screen, you're not seeing something happening. If you were paying to
yeah,
see a video of someone to go out into a field and say the names of the couple that have paid for and to see a ritual, but there
yeah,
could be charlatans out there, and there probably are.
yeah.
I bet there are charlatans out there that are just like, I'm just going to set up a little shop, and then they're going to be
I
like,
don't blame them.
I'm just going to copy and paste from these other actual witches, because
Yeah,
there will be witches out there, and then I'll just be, raking in my £3 a pop, and doing
some of them
nothing.
are raking in 10 grand a month, Amy. Yeah, I know. I've done the research, I've done the digging. Some of them, the popular ones who are like at the top of their Etsy page, are earning about 10 grand a month.
How did you find this out? How?
I've done my
How do we know?
research. I don't
Okay,
know if that's
okay,
accurate data, but
okay.
I've like done some research, asked like Google and AI and everything, and apparently with the amount of people that have brought it, who have purchased it on average, apparently you can make about 10 grand a month being an Etsy witch.
Well,
That's a good Etsy witch though. This is like when you're
yeah.
paying like a premium to like send out crystals, charms, and everything as well. If you want like the whole shebang for your wedding and want like the whole experience, then yeah. It was influencers on TikTok. They are the ones
Mm,
that popularized the Etsy witches for good weather on their wedding
okay,
day.
yeah.
So yeah, um, I just think it's a bit of a scam, really, isn't it? Like,
I think
in my
that,
opinion.
okay, so I have absolutely nothing against people, doing charms and doing little spells and doing rituals and things. I think that there's definitely a place for that, and people, should be allowed to
Yeah,
practice that sort of thing.
yeah,
But I think, like I was saying, because this is behind a screen, because it is behind a computer, I mean, they could be doing F all. Like I say, they're just sending you a PDF out, the same
yeah,
PDF out to like 1,000 people. How many people have been told that the clouds are going to be sent to a field 17 miles away? Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So, yeah, it's super interesting. I would love to hear from anyone who's listening. Have you had an Etsy Witch experience? What was your experience? Were you happy with what you received back? As in, the lovely words like Cam got.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cam, I was not expecting you to do that.
I know. I thought I'd leave it as a surprise.
I'm thrilled. I am thrilled, and I would, yeah, that is amazing.
Again, I only paid £3.
You paid £3. Oh well, what an
There's,
investment.
I'm hoping on my wedding day it's good money. It's good weather. So I paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it is. And but now, do you think you're committed to being married on that day? Are we going to have to try and find you a husband?
It's going to be a task, but I think we can make it happen.
I think we can. Okay, anyone who is an eligible bachelor, I'm going to leave Cam's details in the show notes. There he is. You can see him now. You can watch this, by the way. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can actually watch it on Spotify, YouTube. I believe iTunes are now doing video as well. You check him out. Look, there he is. There he is. Um, we'll get you a husband for next year, okay? On June the
Thanks.
whatever.
Thanks.
And it better be sunny.
Let's hope so.
But
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
yeah, well, we'll keep everyone updated. I mean, we'll do a check in. So even if this series only lasts, if we just do, I don't know how many episodes of this, I'll just come back on and I'll do an update and update everybody on, was it sunny and did you get married?
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will.
Right. Well, is there anything else we wanted to say about this?
Would you do it? Would you pay into an Etsy witch if you was to you're getting married and you think, oh, you know what? I'm definitely planning on burying the sausage, which is a must.
Yeah, it is.
You have to.
Um,
But would you go that one step further just for some extra reassurance?
Maybe. So I would want to see something. So you were saying about somebody like sending you a crystal or sending you something
Yeah.
through the post. I think that's a really, really lovely touch. And I think yeah, maybe I would. Maybe I would. Yeah, I think it would be a bit of fun.
Yeah. I think it adds to the experience of the wedding.
Yeah, I
Like the
think
wedding
so.
industry is like, well, not even just the industry, but just weddings in general are the way we do weddings are shifting. There's so many different traditions. Like, back in the day, like, was it like tying a knot or doing different little things? And now this is just kind of like being the modern day tradition of a new wedding.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think why not? It's a bit of fun.
yeah. It
It's
is.
also a conversation piece.
Yes, it is. I was saying that about the whole sausage thing, and the first ever episode of this podcast was with the Norfolk Folklore Society, and I had asked them to investigate where this whole burying the sausage thing had come from. its origins are still obscure. I still don't have an exact answer for you.
Yeah,
But we were talking about other wedding traditions as well. And
yeah,
they were saying, a tradition has to start somewhere. And they are quite important, as long as they're harmless traditions, as long as they're not like discriminating or, harming anyone. I think sometimes having these little things is a nice thing to
yeah.
do. There's not that much harm in them, really.
When did you first hear about it?
Oh my goodness, I think it probably was the early part of the year that I started the podcast, so either early 2024 or early 23. But for
Mhm.
anybody who hasn't listened to the first episode of this or isn't intending to, um I said on that episode that Southwood Hall have had a sausage burying plot for about the last 13-ish years. If you're listening, Southwood Hall, or somebody knows more than me, correct me. But they have had a sausage burying trowel and plot for that long. So,
Wow.
whilst it's not written down anywhere, like the Norfolk Folklore Society, Stacia and Shifra, they actually couldn't find anywhere on the internet that specifically said it came from ancient Ireland, it came from the
Yeah,
continent. Do you know what I mean? There was
yeah.
nothing to say historically. Um,
Like the Romans done it, or
yeah,
when Cleopatra got married, she buried a sausage in the tomb of Tutankhamun. Or I don't know.
yeah. Tutankhamun was found. In fact, he couldn't move in that coffin because it was just rammed full of sausages. It was like a chest freezer in Iceland. There's Tutankhamun. There he is. He's packed in. He's been preserved for thousands of years by frozen sausages.
Yeah, he's not wrapped in tissue or like a gauze. He's wrapped in a massive link of sausages.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
exactly
And
what it
that's a
is.
historical. That's a historical fact. I think that it is time to move on to the final part of today's episode. I have
Yes.
enjoyed talking about the Etsy Witch so much, but we are now going to move on, and this, what's the word, segues in very nicely because we are now going to perform our own ritual. And I asked on Instagram, anybody who's been following either my Instagram or the Sausage Pod Instagram, I asked for somebody who's going to get married soon to volunteer their names because we are now going to perform a burying the sausage ritual. It's very silly, by the way. I don't want anybody taking this seriously. But Faye and Lewis are going to be getting married in July. She's a client of mine. And Cam, I do just want to say, you know how your Etsy Witch had a disclaimer saying, don't blame me if it rains?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a disclaimer at the top here saying, don't blame me, Faye, if it
No.
rains. If I turn up to your house on the morning of your wedding at the end of July, by the way, this episode may go out after her wedding because, like I say, this sounds
Okay.
extremely disorganized. We haven't set a date for when this is going to go out yet.
No.
But Faye, if you do listen to this and this does go out before your wedding, please don't be angry at me if it's not sunny, okay? So we're just going to say that. So we have been talking about what we're going to do for this ritual. I just want to say to anybody watching this is a must watch. So stop driving your car, stop doing your housework, go and see the visuals because we are about to perform a ceremony.
Yeah.
It's extremely stupid. It's very rough. We've never done it before. Please forgive us because this is going to be probably chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we begin the sausage
No.
burying ritual? Cam, please open the ceremony.
Ah. We gather here today. We gather here today for Lewis and Faye with this burying the sausage ritual for your sunny day. I
Okay, that
know.
was very good. That was
I'm a
very good.
poet, and I didn't know
Faye
it.
and Lewis are getting this for free as well. Bloody
And
hell. I think that's
I'll
worth
send you
a
an invoice.
donation.
I take cash, check, and Starbucks.
Oh, yes, you do. You do. You favour a
So,
matcha, don't you?
yeah.
Right, okay. So let's let the ritual commence. Let us don our cloaks. We're now going to put some cloaks on. So everyone who's watching.
I have mine ready.
Oh, you had yours ready. Look at me. I'm all over
Oh,
the shop.
absolutely.
Oh,
I'm a
right. Look
professional,
at
Amy.
this. The tracers eat your heart out. Look at
I
this.
know. Claudia Winkleman, who?
Oh God, what's happening with this? Bloody! Oh my
Oh,
God!
God, I've lost it.
Jeez, I can't even.
No.
See, I can't see. I can't see. Oh my goodness! Right, I'm going to need to get my
Oh,
eyes back.
jeez.
This
Okay.
is pure
I look
chaos.
like I'm wearing a
How
bin bag.
I am absolutely boiling. Thank goodness we didn't do this on a 30-degree day. I actually can't
Oh, my
even do a
God.
knot
Could
up.
you imagine? I think I would have died.
Oh, hang on, hang
Oh,
on.
jeez.
Right, there we go. Oh, this is. Oh, we look like the
Brilliant.
Scottish widow. This is beautiful. I feel so mysterious. Do you feel mysterious, Cam?
I'm always mysterious. I actually feel less mysterious than this, if I'm honest.
Right. Okay. Faye and Lewis, I present to you the felt sausage of good luck. I'm going to symbolically and ritualistically bury this sausage, because we're not outside, obviously, as you can see, into a cauldron planter. I couldn't get hold of a cauldron because it's July and no one's selling Halloween things. So I had to buy a planter that looks like a cauldron. So I'm going to symbolically bury this for you. In it goes. Oh, listen to that sound. And then I looked up on the internet what herbs are good for sort of like, I think I did look up herbs for like good weather or, good luck.
Yeah.
And they were saying about bay leaves. So I went down to Roy's, shout out to Roy's. If Roy's wants to sponsor me, I will take sponsorship from Roy's, by the way. I love
Come
it.
on,
I do have a
Royce.
Roy's t-shirt. And I'm just going to, I can't do this visually. It's just here. The planter is just here. I'm going to sprinkle some bay leaves. This is so mysterious, into the cauldron. And now, behold, the buried sausage of beauty. May your day be free from clouds, but also free from a heat wave, because I hate working in the heat. Happy wedding day, Faye and Lewis.
Happy wedding day.
Woo! Oh, this is actually, I feel great in this cloak. I think I'm just going to take this down now.
I'm serving. I love it. I do feel like I'm on the traitors.
Yeah, we look pretty good, I think.
I feel like we could sit at the round table. Like, would be great. I'd win.
Well, Cam, I have confessed this to you off air. I have never seen The Traitors, and I'm very confused about what it is. I don't know whether I would enjoy it. Would I enjoy it, do you think?
Yeah. It's literally my favourite TV show ever.
Is it?
It's so good. I applied for season 2.
Did you?
I didn't get on. Yeah. I
Their
know.
loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
wow.
right. It's their loss.
Okay. Well, hopefully in the future, maybe we need to do a spell for that. Is there a spell to get you on The Traitors?
Oh, that'd be cool. What can we think? We'll have to think of one next time.
We'll open up a shop on Etsy to ensure this happens, okay?
Yeah, exactly. We can say, at the end of the pod, we will see you later. Please help get Cam onto The Traitors.
Oh, Cam, you are a natural freestyler.
I'm a lyricist, really.
You are. That's
Give me a
beautiful.
beat.
Not from me. My husband's a musician. He did the music for this podcast. Don't ask me for anything musical. Anyway, on that note, we are going to say goodbye. This is the end of episode 1. Cam, I've had such an amazing time.
Me too.
I will just say, if you would also like a felt sausage buried in your name for your wedding, for free, by the way, at the moment, who knows, we may put this behind a paywall in the future, please message us Instagram, Burying the Sausage Pod, or on TikTok, Burying the Sausage Pod, and we'll bury a sausage live on the podcast for you. How about that?
Oh, what a bargain.
I know, an absolute bargain. So
Very generous.
we're gonna say goodbye now, and yeah, see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Amy, for having me.
That's okay. Bye.
Bye.